Hello everybody, Vilisink back again with the Raid Shadow Legends. How are you all? Hope you had a nice weekend. Sunday today, work tomorrow. For some people it is a very well deserved holiday, so if you're off, enjoy the weather, enjoy the time, make the most of it. So, today's video we're going to talk about champions that I've used to help me progress to certain uh, bits of content in the game that do not have masteries, so it'll be a quickish kind of video, kind of off the cuff. I was thinking how I could kind of present it, um, rather than just saying do not put masteries on these champions, because it's kind of hard to define realistically all the champions, which ones will need or will not need masteries. So first and foremost, there's a few champions here. Now, I believe the first one is this champion here. And apart from, I believe, crit rate and some defense, she has no masteries in Silar the Drakes. Basically, she can solo faction wars. She's the reason dungeon and Doom Tower teams are as good as they are. And that is without masteries. I believe is she booked? I would be lying if I said she is or isn't. She is fully booked, but no masteries. Masteries as a support champion could definitely help. You can get the extra HP, you can get the extra accuracy. You can give her resist depending on the build you're going for. You can give her resurgent, you could throw on multiple different things, but for how I've used her to surpass certain parts of this game, I just never really needed to put masteries on her, so a very good champion without masteries. And we're just going to try and crack on to the next and present this in a way that's kind of good. So there is another champion before we scroll down. His name is Hackcorn. So Hackcorn Smash Lord, fantastic Skillmonger champion. Amazing heal, uh, removes all debuffs. A nice cleanse, you get blocks debuffs. A stun in the A1. Does have a attack on his other move, but it's not really something that you're going to build him for. And I've used this champion for, again, Doom Tower progression, some not necessarily dungeons. Doom Tower faction wars, he absolutely has to be in the team. He is going to be one of your main sources of healing, and he has 0 masteries. The builds on some of these champions without masteries are quite good, so I have the accuracy. It's not as high for faction wars. Doom Tower doesn't have to be. I'm not really using him for the stun, so if it lands, it's a cool thing. If it doesn't, not bothered. But the resist has to be a little bit higher, and realistically, as long as he resists some CC type debuffs, can remove my debuffs, but some block debuffs, heals, depending on the amount of debuffs removed, will depend on the heal you get. As long as he does that, it's fine. I've had a couple of builds on him, and he works fantastic without masteries. Just make him tanky, give him HP. People have said that the defense is a bit higher, but I kind of like having the extra bit of defense just to make sure that he can stay alive, because as you progress on, you're going to be taking more damage. So another champion that I've had a lot of fun using, a lot of success, even against Doom Tower bosses, having 0 masteries. If you progress on, the next champion here is Silar. So Silar, as you'll see, the main reason, I'm going to say, well, one of the main reasons I finished Dark Elves so easily 17, 18, 19, 20 were just a joke. Nobody takes a turn because Silar slows him down. You've then got Vilisink with the provoke. There's the decreased speed. And it's truly remarkable. And again, she has no masteries. I'm not going to be totally confident in saying it, but Silar doesn't need masteries for certain parts of this kind of game and the content that we do within it. They would definitely help. It can help you relax your accuracy in your build. It can gain you whatever you need to do. But for me, she's in a stun set. She has AoEs. She stuns people. She removes their turn meter. She puts on decreased speed. She's just badass. Fully booked, no masteries. Top tier champion. Absolutely amazing. We'll scroll down and we're going to go to this champion here, Broadmoor. So Broadmoor, I'm pretty sure he has no masteries. Also, recently rebuilt, but I used him as a 50. I used him in dungeons for some cool kind of runs, testing him out. I've used him, I think I'm using him more in Doom Tower now than I did previously. Uh, Not a champion. I put masteries on. As long as I hit the HP and the defense I'm looking for, the speed, the resist, and I don't put on masteries. If it achieves what I want it to achieve, then for that particular time, I don't need masteries. And again, as long as he can resist debuffs to resurrect my team, masteries go away. Revive 2 dead allies. It's only block damage. It gives me increased crit rate, increased speed, and a turn meter fill, which is really insane. The freeze of it lands is cool, but it's not, again, why I'm using him. And I've had lots of success, again, with no masteries. Let's crack on to a different champion. So, Vector Draft, again, in the channel, you'll have seen her in previous videos. Mainly for Knights Revenant Faction Wars, where she was a 50. I believe she was a 50 and we managed to defeat 21 3 stars. Dude, it took forever just trying to manually get through it. Do it once. It's very difficult unless you have certain champions in that faction. The boss can hit hard, the waves are annoying, and unless you have certain aspects to your kit, it's just going to suck. And surprise, surprise, fully booked and no masteries. Since she became 6-star, she's in the arena defense a bit more often. Again, she's fantastic in. Occasionally, I use in Hydra for how very rarely I do it because Hydra sucks. Doom Towers, Faction Wars, she's in the team. And she's amazing. You can have major success with her in your dungeon teams also, depending on the affinity. She need masteries, possibly. As long as you, again, as long as you hit the resistance you need or the accuracy, the speed. She's 260 speed. If you look at her stats quickly, she's looking quite cool. 56,000 HP, 2.3k defense, 260 speed, and good resistance. Would masteries help? Of course, it would have lots of perks, different parts of the game, but don't feel they're totally required. Move on to Doom Priest. So, Doom Priest is a champion that is OG, well known in the old clan boss teams, many dungeon teams, spider teams, as a tank, everywhere really. It's not because of her kit, it's because of her passive bolster. You get a heal and she removes one random debuff from them at the start of this champion's turn. So you get a mini cleanse and you get a heal. So the fact that she throws off increased attack and she has an A1 and some speed on her aura, I believe it it doesn't matter because all you're doing is, again, Faction Wars, Doom Tower, Dungeons, Spider Boss. All you need is for her to stay alive. Her passive will take turns and you'll get that heal, you'll get that cleanse of possibly decreased defense, the stun, the decreased accuracy, decreased attack. Either of that debuffs. Do not need Masteries to enjoy Doom Priest whatsoever. Now we're getting close to the end here, and a few champions we spoke about. They've been in the channel, so you can actually see where they've been used and whatnot. And Seeker is one of them. Seeker, Undead Hordes, Faction Wars. He's been in, I think Hydra. He's definitely been in Doom Tower. I played around with him in Arena. He has a very cool kit where we can now mess with AI. So if you want to annoy people, have him basically just do his A1 and provoke everybody. Otherwise, he can fill turn meter by 30%, places increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns, then grants an extra turn, so that's basically a 2 turn cooldown. And he has no masteries. The provoke, would masteries help? Obviously. Are they required? I don't think so. We could put on Resurgent, we could put on different ones for like if a buff or whatever comes off or expires, put on by this champion, he can get turn meter, it can make him get a turn quicker, or he can have certain tier 6 masteries, but as long as you're provoking with this champion, and he's quick enough to give you that, the turn meter boost, help your team out by giving you the increased attack. That's really all it is, because he's going to go here, he's going to provoke, when he come back to here, he's going to provoke, when he come back to here, also, it's a pretty cool passive. Heals this champion by 20% HP, and places increased defense on all allies for 2 turns, the big version, when hit with a crit, so if he gets crit on, the entire team gets increased defense, which again, makes him fantastic in Arena. I've seen him in Clan Boss as well. Absolutely. And do I use Masters for this champion? I do not, and he's just been an absolute godsend, to be quite honest. So we're going to show up one other champion that I built up just before I got 63 stars in Bannerlords, and that was Sinisal, and I needed somebody to go in with a bit of HP, like a little tank. I needed him to be quick enough, I needed accuracy, some HP to stay alive, and I don't think he is booked. And the idea was he could place a leech, he could veil up, he could put on a continuous heal buff, and he could provoke. If Lordly challenge loads, counter attack and a provoke. And he has no masteries. So the plan was to give him the accuracy needed to land it 90%, 95% of the time. There is always that 3% RNG you're going to get resisted. So 300 accuracy, along with a respectable amount of speed, defense and HP, basically helped this champion stay alive, and is one of the reasons that I got 63 stars. Before then, it was like Septimus is good on his own, with like I'm trying to think of the team I used. There was like a lack of some CC, some control, and that's what Sinisal took. Again, 0 mastery is required. Just 60k HP plus, 2.5k defense, respectable speed, respectable accuracy. And there you have it. So that is the end of this video. Let me know if there's champions you've used in different areas of the game where you haven't had masteries, whether you've forgot to put them on, or whether you've actually been using this champion and you've kind of said to yourself, well, maybe I just don't need masteries for the content I'm doing, or are you succeeding without masteries? Yes, they help. They have perks. Every champion realistically could benefit from masteries, but let me know what you think of the champions I've been using and the builds and kind of what we just spoke about in this video. Stick a comment down below. Stay safe, keep on reading, and I'll see you soon.